Alright, so we have Philip Rowe versus Orion Cosce. So Philip Rowe, he has a 4-inch height advantage and a 9.5-inch reach advantage. So that's quite significant for this weight class. Like, Philip Rowe is probably, he's got longer reach than a lot of like heavyweights, light heavyweights do. So, quite a good frame for the welterweight division, but let's see if he can put it to good use in this one. Alright, so I'll break down the striking. So, for Cosce, we'll do him first. He'll occasionally switch stance, likes to switch stance there every now and then. He tries to put everything into all of his strikes, loading up on everything. He likes the big 2-3, and then he kind of steps in with a huge lead left hook, and then he'll follow it up with a 2 or maybe an overhand right. But everything it's all quite telegraphed with the big step in and just the big load. It just loads up on everything. As I said before, I like switch stance, so he'll kind of do the opposite of that. Step in overhand left, step in big right hook. But the amount that he puts into it and the amount that he, the force that he tries to generate, it can leave him off balance. After he does throw and he does overextend a bit, and it can leave him just kind of crashing into the clinch, for no reason. And he's only 7-0, so obviously he's going to be improving. He's at a decent camp as well at Team Alpha Male. But yeah, I do think Philip Rowe has the advantage on the feet. I think he has the faster hands, even though, generally, for his frame, he has very fast hands. Nice 1-2, snappy 1-2, snappy 3-2, 2-3s, nice fundamental boxing. And I think he's going to be, touching Orion Cosce up with the 2. Because Orion, he tries to load up on everything, and Philip Rowe's just nice and straight. He's going to be beating him to the punch every time. I do think Philip Rowe is better on the front foot. Like, he lets his hands go a little bit more on the back foot, a little bit tentative, a little bit just not as fluid, just not as comfortable on the back foot. But when he does throw kicks, he does drop his hands, by his hips, and obviously someone like Orion Cosce could definitely land an overhand right or a bomb and just, completely put his lights out. But he's shown a decent chin so far in his career. Both these guys generally like to stand and bang, but if anyone's going to shoot for takedowns, I think it would be Cosce. He likes to double leg on the fence, tries to drive you to the fence, finish from there. He's pretty strong in the clinch, physically strong, and, pretty quite capable of controlling his opponent when he does get them to the fence. And Philip Rowe, he'll use that guillotine or high elbow guillotine to defend takedowns, which is good because you don't really have to sit down into it and pull guard just to finish the submission. Like, he can use his height and use his leverage to kind of yank the opponent up and not fall on his back just to finish the submission. He can try and finish it standing, but it also is kind of a threat. And opponents don't really want to shoot at him that much. It's pretty decent technique. And if he does get taken down, he has, decent get-ups as well. How these guys win fights, so for Cosce, he's got good takedown defense. How these guys lose fights, so for Philip Rowe, he has poor takedown defense. Past the victory for these two, so for Cosce, I think the heavy pressure, try close the distance, get in the clinch, and then look for knees to the body. Look for low calf kicks at distance, like, if you just watch Philip Rowe's last fight, he had serious problems with the low calf kick. Past the victory for Philip Rowe. Look to keep distance with your jab and your 2. I mean, you got a 9.5-inch reach advantage. Try and use it. Look to angle off and don't back up in a straight line, because after he throws, as I said before, he's going to be kind of overextending himself into the clinch a lot of the time. So he's going to try and take that forward momentum and just trying to crash into the clinch. If you angle off and if you don't back up in a straight line onto the fence, you won't give him that opportunity to, just crash into the clinch, and you'll kind of make him, look a little bit silly, bad optics when he is just crashing forward and, you're kind of angling off, just losing him really, direction-wise. And try and hit the body when he's shelling up, saw that tendency of Cosce to just shell up at times. Just look to hit the body at that point. In the clinch, maybe look to break from the clinch, or, if you're comfortable, work on a trip takedown from there. Look for that standing guillotine. Don't sit down into it, just commit to it standing, If he's not defending it correctly, look to commit to the choke, but just use it to get him off you and break the clinch and get back at distance. Also, maybe a reactive double if he does telegraph like a big overhand or a spinning back fist or, stuff like that. Potentially, make him think about something else, not just the striking. And if you do get him down, just stay in half guard. Like most of his get-ups are purely explosion. So if you get in half guard, don't really give him that opportunity to bridge or, just kind of put the feet in the hips and just kick off with crazy explosion. So just get in half guard, make him, work technically to get back up to his feet. Make him use his technique to get back to his feet, because I think if he does try that, he's a little bit limited in that aspect. Also, don't pull guard. I've seen you do that in the past. That's not the move. Stop doing that. How I see the fight playing out. So as I said up top, huge reach advantage, 9.5 inches for Philip Rowe. And he seems to know how to use his length quite well. I think he's going to be touching Cosce up at distance, looking really good. But as we saw in his Gabriel Green fight, Rowe was quite uncomfortable when Green was pressuring him. And that's kind of what Cosce looks to do. But the difference between Green and Cosce is that Green will throw combinations, which makes it easier to back your opponent up because they have to think about, multiple shots coming at them and they have to keep backing up accordingly. But Cosce kind of just loads up on 1 or 2 big shots and he telegraphs them quite egregiously, in my opinion. And that's going to give Philip Rowe opportunities to escape the pressure and then get back to the range he likes. He's going to be able to angle off and just kind of circle around and, escape the pressure. And Cosce doesn't cut off the cage, so I think he's going to be able to, get the range he likes for the most part, dodge the big shots of Cosce. And overall, on the feet, I just see the reach and the speed of Rowe just giving Cosce a lot of problems. Orion, his wrestling didn't look great either on tape. Just overall, I wasn't really impressed with the guy. I couldn't find heaps of footage on him from that Bear River organization that he was at, but from what I've seen, he's quite basic, tough as nails, obviously, so I'll definitely give him that, he's very tough, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did muscle Philip Rowe down with a few takedowns, because Rowe's takedown defense is absolutely dreadful, but, if he gets on top, Phil could be in a bit of trouble, but Phil seems, also quite competent off his back. Where I see the big advantage for Cosce though is in the clinch, where he can utilize his, superior pummeling game and his strength advantage. He definitely could grind it out in the clinch and, if he gets top control, but I'm expecting Rowe to edge this one. Alrighty, so if you guys could like the video, that'd be fantastic. Cheers, thank you so much for that. Alright, so Philip Rowe by decision is my prediction, or Phil Rowe. Yeah, I do like him. In this spot, I think he should win. Anything above $2.10 or plus 110, he's not someone you want to bet as a favourite because of his obvious flaws and his glaring holes in his game. But I think he should be a favourite in this spot, honestly, and I do think he will win here. Yeah, at this price for sure, he's worth a bit. Not going to go big because of the holes in his game, of course, but I definitely wouldn't bet Cosce at that price for sure.